Hello, and good time zone. And what is up, gamers? Goodbye, starting soon music. Hello, my voice. How's it going, everybody? Lovely to be here. Lovely to see y'all. And welcome on in. Hello, vampire. How are you doing? Welcome, welcome. Lovely to see you. Oh, sorry, I hadn't set up the table first. Here's our painting for today. And here's our paint palette. Yay! Anyways, hope everyone's having a good Thursday. That's the day of the week it is. I have exciting news. The exciting news is that I got my new business cards delivered. I have new business cards. I designed and printed some new business cards because I realized that the business cards I've been using the same design for a couple of years, and I was like, I think it's time for a change. So at some point I will do a business card reveal. Very exciting. I doubt that's exciting for anyone but me, but I'm very proud of these business cards, and also and anyone who orders anything from the shop from here on out will get the new business cards because I basically ran out of the old ones. So here we are. Oh my gosh.
Oh hell yeah. Oh no, it's Lino just subscribed. Oi oi Savaloys.
Oi Savaloys to you too, Lino. Welcome on in. Hello. Thank you so much for the sub. I really appreciate it. That is incredibly lovely of you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. 29 months. Oh my gosh. That is quite a wee while, and I really do appreciate it. It is very kind. I hope you're having a good Thursday. I am having I just took an ibuprofen Thursday. I started my Thursday significantly busier than I normally do on a Thursday, and I'll be honest, this morning kind of broke me. Like I had some activity this morning, and when it was done, I had to go lie down. And then I got up, tried to do a task, and then had to go lie down again. So it is nothing short of a miracle that I'm here, but I'm very, very happy to be here. This is much nicer than any of the other things I've been meant to be doing today. Apart from baking, which I did not get to do because I was busy not being able to be sitting upright. Yay! Anyways, these are our paint colors for today. As per usual for this piece, this is Terry. This is Terry's magic study. Here he is having a lovely time just reading a lovely book in his little chair. And I guess we'll just keep on keeping on with the Terry stuff until we're done painting him and this room. I think we did most of the sort of shading that was needed last time. And I think we can move into doing like the line weight and stuff, which is really good because I would love to finish this today. If not today, then Monday, and if not Monday, then never. Because I've got a lot to do in October, and we're not going to have time to work on this really, which is because we've got busy activities for Stream Inc., and that's a whole other set of paintings that we get to do that I'm very excited about. And I'm definitely absolutely not stuck on what to paint for my own prompt. That's absolutely not what's going on. Don't even worry about it. It's fine. These are our paints for today, by the way. Aren't they beautiful? There's a little bit of, oh good, this one has some Warhammer dust in it. 1 second. Get out. Okay, it's fine. It's fine. This desk is chock full of Warhammer dust. The number of Warhammers I had to move before I started. Because this work surface was covered in Warhammers. All of the Warhammers are everywhere. My entire house is Warhammers. We need a studio/workshop situation to house the Warhammers at this point. Do I need to should I start a new house fund on here? I feel like that's too ambitious. I feel like a new basic art supply fund is too ambitious. I contemplated a new printer fund because my printer/scanner is dying. It is struggling to scan things now. Consistently. Like, about 50% of the time when I try to scan something, I get an error message. There was something last month that I needed to scan before I gave it away to someone as a gift. And I wanted to have you know, a record of its existence, just in case they decide that they hate it and they're going to immediately burn it as soon as I've left the room. And I couldn't get it to work. It took so long. I was extremely stressed. That was not fun. So yeah, I'm gonna need to get a new printer at some point. This thing has been with me for over 10 years now, and it's very much on its way out. So, yay, that'll be fun. I don't know how much a good printer costs these days. So that's where I'm at. Anyways, but painting. Painting is something I'm still somehow able to do, thankfully. Just about, at least. Anyways. Vampire says, I struggle to do things consistently too. It is a lot. How do people just, like, have lives and go out and do things every day and be like, yeah, I accomplished the, and I don't know, doing that doesn't feel like an accomplishment? Excuse me. Because, damn, it's a lot. Also, my chatbot seems to be repeating itself for unknown reasons. Excuse me. I don't know why. It's running twice. That'll be why. Okay, hold up. Let me just test and make sure that it's no longer doing that. Yeah. Thank you, Lino. Yay! We fixed it. Sorry about that, everybody. And yes, indeed, I do have a shop. I do indeed. Thank you for pointing that out. There's a bunch of neat stuff available there right now. I did an update about a week ago, and I'm awfully proud of it, and I hope that you like it. And y'all, would you like to see my new business cards? Because I'm very excited. I hope everyone who receives these, if anyone does end up receiving these in the future, and I really hope they do, because I printed a whole buttload of them. I hope they like them. Ta-da! It's my business card. Does this say hello? Yes, I am a professional maker of stuff. Please give me money. Please consider me for your business and creative opportunities. I am a serious doer of things. Please hire me. Please. Please. Please do that. This is one side of my business card. I wanted to make something that I felt like represents me, that is memorable, and so I decided on my own face. This is me. This is what I look like when I'm making stuff. I did not include all of the Warhammer on the desk because it would have taken too long to draw and paint, but this is it. There is a reverse side. There's art on both sides, which I've never done before. Usually I just put words on one side, but this time I put art on both sides. It's me again. This time it has my websites and stuff. I tried not to overload it with too many, like, links and that kind of thing. I figure you can just go here or here and figure out how to send me a DM or an email from that piece of information. I don't ever want you to call me, so obviously it doesn't have my number on it because, ew, don't ever call me on my phone. What the heck? No. No. Please no. But feel free to shoot me an email if you're interested in serious business inquiries. Ta-da! So yeah, that's my business card. I hope people like it. It's a nice sort of semi-glossed paper. It's a little bit lighter weight paper, it turns out, from the last time, because I've had to change suppliers, and these guys seemed pretty good, and it turns out that they did. I really think that the print quality looks really nice. The colors turned out really good, so yeah, from that perspective, I'm definitely happy with it. I hope that people like it. I hope that it conveys me in a professional but also fun way, because I don't know, it literally says they're trying their best, and I don't know what else I could. I mean, that's true. Should I be wording it in that way? Does that imply that I'm, I don't know, not confident or competent or whatever? I honestly don't know how to present myself in a way that makes other people receptive to the kinds of things that I'm trying to get out there. I genuinely don't. I think in general, I do a pretty bad job of it because I'm struggling. But, you know, I don't know how else to do it. I have tried super hard. And this is the best I can do, okay? So they're trying their best. Is right there on the business card, and I hope that people see that and think, yeah, we support that, but they probably don't. But, you know, I think my business cards are cute, and that's the most important thing. Anyways, Theo says that's the best goddamn business card I've ever seen. Well, if that's not a ringing endorsement, I don't know what is. Thank you so much, my friend. And hi, I hope you're having a wonderful Thursday. I need to mute the mic for a second because I sneezed a few times and I need to blow my nose now, and I don't want to do that into the mic. Hello. One moment, please. Anyways, Vampire says at the end of the day, does anything ever matter? I hope so. I really hope so. I think a lot about, like, you know, what's my legacy? Have I in some way, shape, or form left some portion of the world or some person's life slightly less crappy than when I arrived? Is something that I genuinely, like, worry about a lot, and probably worry about more than I need to. But it is something that I think about, and I don't know what that says about me. Probably nothing good, but it's something that is kind of important to me, actually. I don't have room to put my art on the board and also have this here unless I move my art all the way over here, and then you can't really see it, and my hand keeps bumping against it because you can't see it, but everything beyond, like, where my palm is right here on the side of the screen, that is all paint. There is nowhere for anything to go from over there, so the palette has to go off screen now, because it simply does not fit along with, like, my painting hand and the painting on screen. Life's good. Hey, Silly, how's it going? Welcome on in. Thank you so much for the lurk. I hope you have a lovely, lovely lurk. I very much appreciate it. Hello as well, Indigo. Welcome in. How is it going? Wonderful to see you, and welcome on in. Hello. Hello, hello. Shall we continue adding silly, funky, fun, groovy little details to our silly, funky, fun, groovy little books? I think that's probably the best next thing to do. So, I have my teeny tiniest paintbrush. It's so tittle. It's so teensy. It's so small. Very fresh. And I'm going to pick a color, and that's going to be the color that we use now. I think I'm going to pick brown. I don't know why. I feel like brown is the vibe for the next bit of business. Anyways, my drink today, in case anyone was wondering, and I only have one because I was too tired to make more. I didn't have it in me, so I just made a beverage for now. And it is a cup of... It is chai. You can't tell, but it's chai. I didn't actually want anything milky, but I couldn't decide what non-milky beverage I wanted. It was one of those sort of, like, nothing appeals to me moments, so I'm just like, okay, I'm just gonna bake this nice, spicy masala chai and put the least amount of milk that I can put in it and still have it be delicious, because I don't think it works without milk for me. But, I didn't really want a milky drink. Confusing. Oh dear. Mesh, hello. You have summoned my hands. I'm sorry, I've got the sneezins. I better not be developing an allergy to paint. That would be a misfortune for me. Oh, goodness. Anyways. What was I saying? Oh, yes. Hello, Mesh. Welcome in. How are you doing? Thank you for the bless you. Carol Ivanov 8. Hello. Welcome in. How are you doing? Lovely to see you as well. Welcome, welcome. Hope you're having a very, very good Thursday indeed. And hello, Eva. Welcome in. Thank you for the bless yous, Mesh. I do appreciate it. I'm going to mute again just for a second. I really hope that these let up so that I'm not sneezing all stream, because that would be cramping my style. But one moment, please. Oh my goodness gracious. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that, everyone. Sorry. Anyways, how y'all Thursdays doing? How goes? How bees things? I hope things be good. I am, I don't know why. I haven't been sneezy all day, and suddenly as soon as I start streaming, I've got, like, an attack of the sneezins, which is really uncool, but here we are. Oh, goodness. Carol's making, animation assets. Very cool. Very, very, very cool. I hope you're having fun doing it. That sounds rad as heck. I am making representations of books in abundance, as you do. Mesh just got back home. Had my first driving lesson for my trailer license. Hell yeah! Hell yeah! That's awesome. I hope that it went well. I hope you had a fun time. I hope you are looking forward to getting to drive trailery things. Is this for any particular purpose or just for fun? Regardless. Very cool. And I hope it went well. I don't know what that's in reference to, Vampire. Of whence do you speak? I'm confused. I'm so confused. I need to blow my nose again as well. Sorry about that. Anyways, I hope it's not my tea setting me off. Cause that would be sad. Because my tea's delicious. Oh, my stars and garters. I better not be coming down with anything either, though I wouldn't put it past my body. Today's been a lot. Okay, back in the room. Hello again. Mesh says, nope, just for fun, and so if I need it, I can drive it reasons. That's really, really cool. It might come in handy at some point, in which case you will be ready, and that rocks. That'd be awesome. Good job. Very cool. There we go. What other covers are this sort of shade of brown? I think there's one here. And I'm just gonna pop just a couple little funky stripes down there. I'm just applying random little sort of book edge decorations to these, because shrug. I'm going through old clothes, says Aoife. Decide what can be used to sew, what goes to Goodwill, and what will some very hypothetical slim future bunny keep just in case. That's a mood. I have actually been considering lately all of the, like, clothes that I've kind of had hanging around for a really long time, in the interest of, like, well, you know, like, my size has changed. There's a possibility that my size might change again, and that these will then fit. So I should hang on to them just in case that happens at some point. But, like, the thing is, I've been holding on to a lot of those clothes for so long that, like, yeah, my size might change again, and I might be a size that those will look good on, but I'm not going to want to wear those clothes at that point, because they're like 10 years old, and my style has changed as well as my size. So I may as well move them on to greener pastures. Like, why am I holding on to these? I don't know. Probably because getting rid of stuff is hard. It really is. And in my case as well, I'm aware that, like, periodically our local charity shops will be like, okay, we're not accepting any more donations because we're full up. And I just don't want to, I don't want to haul, like, several bags of stuff to my local charity. I don't really want to donate my own clothes to my local charity shop, because I'm gonna feel weird going into my charity shop to buy stuff and then seeing, like, my old jumper that I absolutely treasured, and they're selling it for like £4, and I feel kind of weird about it. And then I'm like, oh, but I loved this jumper, kind of. Maybe I should just buy it back so I can have it again. So I would need to take these to a charity shop in a different neighborhood so I never have to see them again, so they're gone and I'm not tempted to rebuy them. which is really stupid. The supermarket used to have these like bins outside where you could like donate bags of clothes to whatever charity shop / organization it was, and then I guess they would take them to some like distribution center and then just, you know, put them in charity shops. But they took all of those away. Those don't exist anymore. There's also a service where you can book like a collection for someone in a van to come and pick up your used clothes for charity. But I've never heard of any of these organizations that do this, and I'm not sure, like, I don't know whether or not they're like bogus and they're just going to sell them and it ends up not being for charity. I have no way of verifying this, and I feel a little bit nervous about that, you know what I mean? So I don't want to get scammed by trying to donate things to a charity shop and having it turn out that they're just selling them on eBay or something. Ugh. So yeah, I'm having a struggle with that, and it's making it really hard to clean out my wardrobe, which I really would like to do because I have just a whole ton of stuff that I'm just never going to wear again. It should have better uses. Anyways, but yeah, Eva says, yeah, I just dumped them in a bin. I think it's a Catholic organization that does that here, and that's rad as heck, and I love that that's available, and I wish I still had that because it was great. Anyways, clothes is hard, says Theo. Yep. Eva says, the thing is for me that I really need the storage space. That is a mood. That is a mood. I mean, my floor drobe is, it's tall. Let's just put it that way. It's tall, and it's been a while since I saw the bottom of it. Just terrible, but here we are. It's just one of those things, I think as you get older, you just kind of accumulate things. I couldn't exist in, like, a minimalist space. I would be too stressed. I think some people find minimalism very, like, calming. I just find it stressful, because I'm like, where is everything? I can't see any of my things. Are they all gone? Ah! It's not object permanence, and I know it's not object permanence. I don't know what the term is for, like, adults who forget that they own stuff if they can't see it, but I have that. Oh yeah, I do say ADHD. Anyways, one moment, please. Ooh, Vampire says, I'm doing a stitch where I alternate between single crochet and double crochet, and I keep forgetting which one I'm on. Out of sight, out of mind. Do you have, like, a stitch marker you could pop in? Sort of at intervals to kind of keep you on track? So you know, okay, I've done this many stitches, the next one needs to be a blah. That might be helpful. That also sounds like a complicated crochet project. But also very cool. The most recent thing I crocheted was that tiny chicken I showed y'all on stream, like, Monday, I think it was. I want to make a companion chicken to be the chicken's friend, but, I haven't had a chance to do it yet. I've been furiously trying to get sketches done ahead of time for Stream Inc., which is next month's exciting adventure. In case anyone is curious and not familiar, it's a 31-day art prompt challenge. Every day in October there will be a new prompt word, and you can do any sort of artwork you want inspired by the prompt if you so choose. You can do as many or as few as you would like to. You can do none if you want to. You can do all of them if you want to. It's all good. It's all for fun and for free. Every prompt was suggested by a member of the stream art community, including myself. My day is October 7th. My word is blustery. And here's the sketch I have for my day. Because I still haven't decided what to do. I came up with the word, and then I realized that I had to come up with an artwork for it. And I have too many ideas, and I like all of them equally, and I haven't decided which ones to do. Oh no! Yeah, minimalism looks uncomfy to me, says Indigo. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. I know there are some people who are like, I just feel calmer in, like, you know, spaces that aren't full of stuff. And I'm like, but you need stuff. Like, every person needs stuff to live. Like, you know, even things like a toothbrush and a soft blanket. Like, I don't know. It feels really weird. But also, I don't know, there's a certain, like, minimalism is only minimalism if you're wealthy. If you have nothing and you don't have any money, it's just being poor. So there's also, like, a certain, like, there's class stuff inherent in minimalism as sort of an ideal to me that feels weird. That's probably not, the ice cream van is sounding off outside. I probably don't need to dwell on, but, yeah. So there's a lot happening there. And it's complicated. Anyways, let's do red next. I think. Anyways, I feel like I haven't painted as much with the red as other things, which is strange because it is such a good autumnal red. I should be using it more. It's great. Okay, that's a really thick amount of paint. Can I water that down into a nice line strength? Would be rad. Okay. Anyways. No, because then I actively forget as I'm crocheting it says vampire. Oh my goodness gracious, that does sound very complicated. Bookie Cookie! Hello and welcome in. How are you doing? It's lovely to see you, and thank you so much for the follow. Welcome on in. Hello, friend. Carol says it is important to keep an order of things. Oh yes, indeed. I've done quite a few, like, knit and crochet projects in my time that have involved some manner of having to count stitches or mark stitches, or, you know, achieve or maintain a certain number of stitches, or do, like, a specific pattern, and it takes so much of your brain and focus to do. The funny thing is that it's a very uncomplicated stitch, as vampire, but it's not nearly as uncomplicated as just single crocheting or double crocheting an entire row. That's the difference. So I can understand why it's still taking some concentration, because, yeah, in my experience, it just does. It just really does. Can I maybe do a nice sort of thin rectangle, like so, and then carefully paint it in. There we go. Nice. Anyways, but yeah, there's a stitch pattern that I like to do for, like, knitting scarves and stuff. It has this sort of really interesting, it's a very simple pattern once you know it, but and it creates this wonderful sort of, it almost looks like a cable, but not exactly, but it kind of gives this feeling of sort of, like, waviness and movement to the garment, which looks really, really cool. That involves doing, like, a 2x2 rib, basically, but you do 4 stitches of, like, knit, knit, purl, purl, and then the next one you do, like, purl 1, knit, knit, purl, purl, and you do that for 4 stitches, and then you do, like, purl, purl, knit, knit, and then knit 1, purl, purl, knit, knit, knit 1 at the very end, and then knit, knit, purl, purl again. I don't know if I'm expressing this well, but basically what you're doing is you're kind of shifting the pattern to one side, to like the right one every set number of rows, and it creates this really cool pattern. But having to keep count of how many rows you've done and what the next thing is you have to do is just, despite the fact that you're just doing 2 knits, 2 purls, is just complicated enough that I have been known to just, like, F it up, forget which one I'm on, and then start doing the wrong one, and then not realize for, like, several rows and have to go back and undo a bunch of it. Yeah, it's true, says Vampire. You lost me. Exactly. Like, is it complicated? No, it actually really isn't. But is it complicated? Actually, yes. Yes, it is. So yeah, most knit and crochet stuff is, honestly, it's the actual stitches that you're doing are fairly straightforward. It's just the way that you, like, configure and combine them that gets harder and confusing. So, anyways, there we go. I just had to ban an attempted spammer whose name was goddamn 97. And you know what? I'm sad because I love that username. That username is very funny to me for some reason. I'm sorry that you're a terrible person, goddamn 97. You don't deserve that username. Anyways, Theo says, I learned to knit from Norwegians because I'm Norwegian. That stands to reason. And then I saw how the English knit, and it's super weird to me. Having to pick up the thread to wrap it around the needle when you can just use the right needle to do it instead. Why? This is not a judgment or anything. My mind just went, no, help at it. That is fair. I think whatever the way that you learn is the way that will probably likely make the most sense to you, I suppose. Like, for instance, right now, I'm trying to picture what you mean, and my brain is going, Wait, you what? I think these kinds of things are hard for me to grasp just from, like, listening to them, though. Like, in general. Let's have a stripe here, and a stripe there, and then a little square, because why not? But yeah, I had a huge amount of struggle learning to knit or crochet because I'm left-handed. And so all of the directions and all of the tutorials and all of the video, anytime like I come upon like a new stitch or a new technique or something I haven't done or I haven't done in a really long time, and I try to find like pictures or video of someone doing it, I have to try and like mentally flip everything, and that hurts and I can't do it. So the number of things that I probably ended up doing just wrong for a really, really long time because all I can do is go from written instructions, because trying to look at someone doing it, my brain cannot compute, which is terrible, but here we are. Sometimes these things are actually pretty difficult, it turns out. But there are certainly multiple techniques that can be employed for many of these things. And it probably all depends on what you learned first. Like, I remember I did an entire crochet project. My very first attempt at doing crochet, I did this entire thing not realizing that I was doing the stitch wrong, because it made sense in my head, and it produced a crocheted fabric. It was just apparently not the way you're supposed to do it. And, well, I don't know what stitch I was using, but it definitely wasn't single crochet. Oh well. You know, tough biscuits. It was fine, and it worked. So, who cares? This book is a big boy book, but you can't see most of it because the shelf ends here. Anyways, but yeah. I've recently acquired some more yarn. I've got a couple of crochet projects that I want to get on with. Speaking of which, I have this crochet pattern that I've wanted to use for a little while. It's super, super cute. I'm very excited. I'm gonna make a little cow. And, I needed to, so the pattern called for 6mm, like those little plastic eyes. It called for 6mm ones. Turns out the ones that I have on my person are 12mm, and I was like, is that going to be really that big of a difference? And I ended up ordering 2 6mm eyes that I could use, because I wasn't sure. And then comparing and contrasting the 6mm ones to the 12mm ones, it's like this versus that. And I'm like, oh, okay, yeah. If I had used the 12mm ones for this little cow, he would have looked so creepy. Oh no. So, yeah, glad I didn't do that after all. Oops. But there we are. But yeah. I have The same person who made the cow pattern has made a Mothman pattern, so I'm gonna try and crochet Mothmen. If they end up working, you'll see them, and if they end up not working, you won't. That's all. So hopefully they do, because I would love to share that with the class if I can get them to work. But if I do a horrible job and they look terrifying and not in a fun way, then we'll just pretend this never happened and that I didn't spend like 8 pounds on wool. Shh. Anyways. That tea's actually really good. Okay. I'm gonna have these two books match. These two books are like part 1 and 2 of the same range, and I say that because they're the same height, so I can kind of buy it. They're like volumes 1 and 2 of the same thing, because why not? Saves me having to think about what to paint on each of them, which I enjoy, because this is a lot of, this is not strenuous brain power by any stretch, but it is a certain degree of brain power figuring out how to decorate each of the books. And I do want all of the books to have some kind of decoration on them, so they feel more like booky books rather than just like what's the word? Rectangles, that's the word. So they feel more like books than just like rectangles. Feels nice. Anyways, I'm wearing a cardigan today. That's nice. Very much in like cardigan weather now. It's been rainy for the last few days. It's not rainy today, which is I'm thankful for, because my person is out in the world and I don't want him to get rained on. I am a little concerned about the fact that I got rained on yesterday and I don't feel great today. This seems to happen every time it rains now. Like, it rained a couple weeks ago, and then for a few days I just felt like crap. And I got caught in the rain again yesterday, and today I feel like crap. So, I don't know. Am I just allergic to being out in the rain now? That doesn't seem fair. That's supposed to be the fun stuff. But whomst knows. Anyways. Shall I do... I think burgundy makes sense next. I'm kind of moving in that direction. Where's burgundy? Burgundy. Anyways. Carol says, nothing really happened today. It's hard to get out with a necessity to make a supper and a time limit. Yes. I feel that, well, I was going to make a pie earlier and I didn't, I mean, I had time, but I had to spend that time lying down. So I haven't made pie and I feel really sad about it because I really want pie. And I've not had a chance. I've been wanting pie for like days, weeks even. I have the ingredients. I have the pastry. I have the fruit. It's in the freezer, so it's safe. But still, it's Theo wants to know what kind of pie I made. It's strawberry rhubarb. The loveliest pie there is. Anyways, Indigo is lurking to get groceries. Have a lovely, lovely lurk, Indigo. Thank you so much for lurking. Have a nice grocery shop. But yes, it will, at some point in the future, be strawberry rhubarb. It may be strawberry rhubarb later tonight if I can find it within myself to get making. I would really like to, because straw rhubarb is delicious. Love me a good a good strawberry. Love me a good rababa. All delicious. So, yeah. Strawberry, or as I learned when I went to Denmark like a month ago, as the Danish say, jordbær. I could still remember how to say strawberry in Danish. Yay me. This comes in zero handy in my regular life, but yes. Anyways. I do. That was one of those holidays where, like, I come home and I'm like, I want to go back. That was super fun. I want to do it again. But, like, I don't want to move there. I just want to do it again, you know, because I had a really good time. But also, it rained quite a bit, and it kind of put a limit on some of the times and places that we could do stuff. So yeah, it's like I need a do-over. I need a part two to go back and do all of the bits that we didn't get to do before. Thank you for the strawberries in chat, y'all. Thank you for the strawberries, indeed. Indeed. I don't did I show y'all? I did do a sketch of some berries, aka bears that look like berries, or possibly berries that look like bears, I'm not sure. And that did include a strawberry, and I think a raspberry, and a gooseberry, and a cloudberry, and a blueberry. It was very silly, because I'm silly, and they were very cute. And if I have time before October, we'll paint them. And if I don't, we might do that much later. Hey, Many Distractions, welcome on in. How's it going? Very lovely to see you, and welcome on in. Thank you for the strawberries. Hope you're having a lovely Thursday. I am trying to see which bits I've painted in. Okay. Anywho. Just gonna pop just a little one. Just a little buddy there. That's nice. Okie dokie. Anyways. But yeah. Sorry if I seem a little bit subdued today. I am so tired. But I was lying down earlier, but also I did not enjoy lying down particularly. And I actually feel kind of better being up and sitting and doing something. But I'm also a tired bear. Anyways, I'm gonna take another sip of my tea, which is very spicy and very warm. This one has a little bit of chili in it, as well as, like, the spices. So it's, like, bang spicy, which I actually really like. I like, if I'm having, like a chai situation, I like it to have a bit of a... I like the the spice to have a little bit of punch to it. I don't like, you know, sometimes you have like a spicy like chai situation where it's it just tastes like hot milk that they've sprinkled cinnamon on top of. And if I want hot milk with a sprinkle of cinnamon on top of it, I will ask for hot milk with a sprinkle of cinnamon on top of it. If I want something that's nominally like a spicy like chai situation, I want it to taste of chai. I want to get that, you know, I want to be able to tell that there's like ginger and cardamom and whatever other spices that they put in there, peppercorns sometimes, or cinnamon, obviously, turmeric, if you've put turmeric, nice and slight bitterness from the turmeric, like an earthy bitterness, I think, which can be quite pleasant. Doot. Oh, what a fun little book. I wonder what all these books are about. I don't know, but I think they're all good. Lino says, I'm sure that Spicy Chai Situation was a college band I knew of. Oh my goodness. That is wonderful and amazing. I had a really weird... Okay, my hometown is tiny. My hometown is tiny, but my hometown also has, like, a population of, like, 150,000, but it's also tiny. So someone that I'm, like, acquaintances with, I met a few times when I lived in my hometown, who's a musician, is putting on a very special show, like in their backyard, with her partner, and they've got sort of a musician playing, and someone's reading poetry and all this shit. Yada. Anyways, she talks about in the announcement of this show, she was talking about like her sort of what's special about like the performers, and mentions a personal memory of, it was at this one specific show by this musician who's playing, his name is John Southworth, where he played at a church in my hometown, that he was on the same bill as this lady's partner, and that's the show where she and her partner met. And I'm just like, oh my god. Okay, I was at that show, and I too remember how incredibly good that show was. Like, every once in a while you see a live music show and it just sticks to you because it was, just really, really, really good. And that was one. And it was just weird to, out in the wild somewhere, have someone else, like, note that, like, yeah, there was this amazing show and it was really good. And I was like, oh my god, I was there. Anyways, it was specifically this couple that, again, tiny city of 150,000 people. Last time I went back to the old country to visit my family, I was in a supermarket and I saw these two people off near the like cakes and stuff counter in the supermarket, and I was like, is that, I should go say hi. Or no, I'm not going to say, no, they probably don't remember me. I'm not going to say hi. It'll be weird. So I didn't say hi. But it's such a tiny city that of like 150,000 people, I just happen to be in like a random supermarket and I see someone that I kind of know looking at cakes from like over 10 years ago. And I'm just like, don't look at me. Because if you've ever had one of those conversations where you run into someone who you like kind of remember from a really long time ago, and you're not sure if they actually remember you or not, I am so terrified of that. That is one of the most terrifying experiences I can imagine, is going up to somebody being like, oh my god, hi! Jesbert, and Jesbert is like, oh my god, hi, it's you, and they have no idea who you are. They do not remember the like dozen times that you were at parties together, like, they're just like, who is this person and why do they know who I am? And I say this having also had situations where someone's come up to me and been like, oh my god, hi, and I'm like, who do I know this person? Have like a whole ass conversation with like, oh my god, it was so nice to see you. Yeah, you too. Who are you? What is your name? So, super uncomfortable. Shout out to the time someone came like on a 2-hour train journey to visit me in my city of residence and like have a nice wander around all day. I had no idea what their name was. Did not remember their name. Zero recollection of what their name was. Was trying to tease out them mentioning their name like the entire afternoon. With zero recollection of what their name was. I don't even know if they ever told me their name. At one point, I run into a colleague of mine. I'm like, oh my god, Becky, hi, how's it going? And she's like, hey, how's it going? And I'm like, Becky, this is my friend from Ajax. He's come to visit for the day. And he's just like, hi. And I'm like, no. This is where you say like, hi, I'm Jared. Hi, I don't know, Dominic. Hi, hello, I'm Steven. Like, I gave you the int to give me your name and you wouldn't do it. Ugh. Anyways, I never spoke to that person again out of complete shame. Vampire says, I'm tired of swatching and just want to start the real project, but I'm indecisive. Do it. I believe in you. Anyways, Theo says, I've been the one not remembering at least once. It's awful. It really is. It's everyone's like, back when I had Facebook, by the way, don't try to contact me on Facebook. I do not have access to my account anymore. It wasn't even a conscious choice. It like literally just forced me to not have Facebook anymore. And I'm very happy with that because I hated Facebook. But I can no longer sign into my account on Facebook, so don't at me there. But I've had friend requests from Facebook, and it's like, okay, I have like a dozen friends in common with you that are all people I went to like university with, and I have no freaking clue who you are. Were we friends? And then it turns out that apparently we were, but I don't know. Anyways. Linus is fucking Jesbert never remembers. I know, right? Jesbert. We're not friends. Anyways. Many distractions. Oh my god, hi! Yeah. Mm-hmm. Theo says, the worst part was when they realized I thought I'd placed them and said, say hi to person you don't fucking know and have never heard of for me. No! Oh no! I'm so sorry! I'm so sorry, but I mean, then they could be like, you know, oh, is this someone that I don't remember? You know, you could find a way to turn it around, I'm sure, but I think these things just happen. I generally assume no one remembers me. They were mean about it, says Theo. Okay, you know what? They were mean about it, therefore it doesn't matter because they suck. Because it's mean to be mean. And I don't like them. Okay? Okay. And honestly, if you didn't remember them, they probably weren't very good friends in the first place. So, like, they suck. And they shouldn't be mean to you because you're lovely. Okay? Okay. Anywho. Ugh. I mean, I have had, like, who do I know this person situations in the past where it was like, it turns out that, oh, I recognize this person because, not because it's someone that I met at a party, but, like, it plausibly could have been someone that I met at a party, but then it turns out that, like, no, they were just on a TV show I've seen, but I'm seeing them out of the context of that, and they look like they could have been somebody that I was in, like, a university course or something with. That happened to me with the guy who played, I want to say Craig. I want to say Craig on Degrassi: The Next Generation. I didn't really watch Degrassi: The Next Generation because I was too old for teen dramas at that point. But he was this man of about university student age, and he looked like somebody who was probably on one of my, like, cultural studies courses. And I was on a bus near the university campus where I went to university, and this guy comes up and is standing, you know, sort of next to where I'm sitting on the bus, and I look up and I'm like, oh, hey, how's it going? He's like, hey, how's it going? And we had a little, hey, how's it going exchange. And it wasn't until afterwards that I realized that, oh, no, this isn't someone who was on one of my, like, cultural studies courses. That was a man I've seen on television. Well, maybe he goes to this university. We were the same age, so it's plausible. But I felt really stupid. But anyways. Delightful. Oh no, I missed a purple one. Heck, I thought I was done with purple. I washed my brush and everything. Oh, plaps. Okay. 1, 2. There. Now I think I'm done with purple. Oh no. Lino wants me to draw Jesbert. I don't remember what Jesbert looks like. Okay. Thank you for the terrible drawing time, Lino. Let's do it. For anyone who's not familiar with terrible drawing time, it is this terrible phenomenon whereby for 5,000 channel points, I've got 5 minutes to draw a character or concept of your choosing from memory or sight unseen on the terrible drawing canvas, which is getting kind of full, but I think I can make space for a Jesbert. I'm going to continue to use this sad stump of a pencil. I do have a new pencil, by the way, but this one I can still hold it. So once we get down to the bit where it's just like the gold nubbin, it's going to get difficult, but we're still working on this. Oh, yes, so last time someone simply, they had a terrible drawing time request, and their request was simply the word egg. And so the first thing that came to mind with egg was the egg from Link's Awakening, the Nintendo game, because there is indeed a title screen right at the beginning of the game that looks all like mysterious, and out of the mist emerges a single word, and that single word is just like ... egg. in quite small lowercase type font as well. It's such a weird choice that it just... I remember the first time I played it, I absolutely heckin' lost it at that. I was like, what does that mean? Just egg. It's so funny. Anyways, so yeah, that's a thing. Also, I received a giftie. I need to message my friend after stream and thank them because I received a giftie of, some very nifty little dice. Whoop. It's a 1. Whoop. It's a 1. Whoop. It's a 3. How fun is that? They're so cool and very pointy, and I love them so much. Anyways, always remember the wise word. Egg. I mean, there is an exclamation point egg redeem in the chat as well. It's a different egg, but it is egg. Anyways, I have to attempt to draw Jezbert. Do I know what Jezbert looks like? No. No, of course I don't remember Jezbert. But I will try and draw Jezbert for you, or what I'm pretty sure Jezbert looked like, in 5 minutes on the clock. Oh, there's me. Hello. Hi, everybody. Starting now. And yes, my t-shirt does have a big white maple leaf on it, and it does say Canada in big letters, because why not? Anyways, I'm gonna pop Jezbert up here, and let's see if I can approximate. Now, Jezbert comes from my hometown, so I think Jezbert's gonna look something like this. I'm just amalgamating everyone who's like a stereotype of my hometown into a single dude. And it's this dude. He's gonna have some obnoxiously tiny wire-rimmed spectacles that those make his eyes look way too derpy. Jezbert's not that derpy. But he is definitely wearing a pair of wire-rimmed spectacles, but we can make them a little bit more... We can make them make sense a little bit more, I think. There we go. Yay. I'm gonna give him one of those, like, half-zipped, sort of knit jumpers that people wear that I hate. because why? Because I can. Jezbert is the guy that when you've gone to a house show with your male friend and y'all run into Jezbert, and Jezbert's a musician too and wants to talk musical shop. And despite the fact that, like, you know about music too, he will speak exclusively to your male friend, who will speak exclusively to Jezbert and ignore the fact that you're present in the conversation circle for the entire duration of the conversation. Like, maybe you want to jump in and say something, but neither of them will let you get a word in edgewise. This is not me speaking from experience of having crappy male friends at all. Oh god, and the photography guys, and the two guys will just talk photography. Hello? Which of us is actually carrying, like, a vintage 35mm SLR here, you ding-dongs? Surprise! It's the she-they in the room. Hate it. Anyways, I think mostly this era has passed out of my life. I have male friends who don't suck. And I love them very much. Who actually will talk to me about things like photography and music and our shared interests because they're not horrible because they're not horrible persons. Linus is fuck Jesbert, but also nobody. No, because you know what? Like, I don't know this man, but I guarantee you he is not good at that. Regardless of whether or not he thinks he is. Anyways. Oh no. Any distractions says fucking Jesbert. It's forever been immortalized. This is the most swears I've ever said on a stream. I do apologize. Anyways, but we hate Jesbert. Jesbert is at like every single show that you go to and you're like, oh god, it's Jesbert. Ugh. Anyways, Carol says YouTube Playables is weird. They really shoved an app store in YouTube. Oh, is that the, like, when you get, like, a tab that's just a bunch of games on the YouTube page? I have not explored this because I don't want to. But that is super weird. It's basically they never want you to leave the YouTube app because if the longer you're in the app, the more ads they can feed you. That's the difference. Theo says, I've entered a new version of that era, and it's named People Speak to the Person Rolling the Wheelchair and Never Me, even when I speak to them. I have a friend who uses a wheelchair, and she... oh my god. She will have people... She is, you know, like, in her 40s. And will have people, like, literally, like, pat her on the head and be like, oh, you're a clever girl. It's like, what the hell? So, yeah. That is condescending and silly. And condescending and silly. Like, what? Like, what? Like, what? I don't know how to explain to people that, like, your ability to walk any distance has no bearing on your ability to, like, answer questions and be spoken to. But some people really suck, is my point. Linus says, Jesbert looks like the sort of person to ironically wear a hello, I'm Jesbert sticker, when he should in fact be wearing a hello, I'm the worst. Yep. Anyways, that's messed up, says many distractions. Yep. Anyways, oh no, Theos is looking forward to that happening to me and my patting me on the head era, which I'm sure is coming. No! I mean, I did once get, when I was, I'd just flown into, it was either Heathrow or Gatwick, I don't know, but I was very much, like, in my late 20s at this point, and a member of airport staff just sort of, like, got, you know when you're talking to someone who's, like, you know, like, like, young, and you kind of get down a little bit, so, you know, like, you're not looking, yeah, they get down a little bit, and they're like, oh, you're traveling all by yourself? And I'm like, yes! Yeah? Yeah! You know, I mean, I'd just gotten off, like, an 8-hour flight, and I was very confused as to what was going on, but they were like, oh, you're traveling all by yourself. Like, it was so condescending. I was like, yeah. And they were like, oh, well, welcome to London. And I'm like, thank you. What the hell? I'm deciding that all these people are Jesberts, yes. Apologies to anyone out there whose name is Jesbert, who's, like, a nice person. I'm sorry. Anyways. Theo says he thinks his vibe is all Dawn Draper, but it's more Hertz Rent-A-Car. Oh my god. Amazing. Truly. Alright, well anyways, that was Jesbert, and I hope you're happy. Because I hate him. Anyways. Let's paint. What's that color? It's green. I mean, to be honest, on camera, it almost looks black, but it's green. It's a very dark green in the pan. I did actually write all the names down on the bottoms of these pans because I was genuinely afraid that otherwise I would forget, like, which of these is brown and which one is blue. Oh, goodness gracious. Okay. Let's pick up some green. Make a little green puddle here. And then do some green details. Hooray! uh... Oh, Theo says they should invent something for guys with this kind of affliction. Like a VR system where he can believe he's in a perpetual state of giving you a tour of his house. Oh no. Oh no. Carol says stereotyping never works all the way, such as the nature of stereotypes. Indeed, indeed. I mean, every once in a while I catch myself in being a living stereotype and I'm like, oh no, but I really do like railway stations. I think they're neat. Theo says I'm stealing shamelessly from Chris Fleming. I'm sorry. In fairness, Chris Fleming is great. So, that's so valid. Chris, if you're not familiar with the humorous stylings of Chris Fleming, you're in for some fun, and I don't want to spoil it for you. Because it's a good time. Anyways. Clap. Little box. Goes there. And some more little lines. Neat. I'm putting lines on things, and then it looks like a little bookie. Anyways, I love them a lot, says Theo. I wholeheartedly agree. It was Chris Fleming that did that video where they were like, when you meet a couple that's polyamorous, it's never the couple that you would want to be polyamorous. It was something like that, and I was like, oh my god. that was a good anyways, sorry everyone, I'm not. They said disappointing no one. Anywho, right, gonna put a big rectangle onto this book. That's where the title goes and stuff. Yeah. Theo says, you're never like, oh sweet, it's usually the guy from the Verizon store. Oh man. I remember when I was like 21, there was this guy who tried to ask me out on a date who was like, I'm polyamorous, and I'm like, okay. And it turns out that he wasn't. He just wanted to have like a ton of girlfriends with no repercussions for having a ton of girlfriends. And sounded like he was a terrible boyfriend. And I was like, I wasn't interested to begin with, but I was like, please leave me alone by the end of his like attempting to talk to me. I was like, no. Anyways, chai. Enough about that. Oversharing hours are over. I'm just going to make a nice oval on this book. I think this book is a nice weighty tome, so I want to say it's actually just a recipe book. It is just a compendium of like 366 days of soups. Yes, they added in the leap day because they don't want you to have a day without soup just because it's a leap year. 366 days of soups. I want to live that year now. I want to do a year where I just have soup. Except I say that and within like less than a fortnight I'll be like, I'm so over soup. I just want to have some pasta. I just want solid food. Who's to knows? Anywho. Maybe just a little detail on this one. That's it. That's all I'm going to put on that one. I think that's enough. I don't want to over ornament these books. I just want them to feel, that's not green, that's blue. I just want them to feel like they could be happy little book covers, that's all. Thus, happy little book cover. Oh, goodness gracious. Lino had said about the VR helmet with the house tour just being like, isn't that just the metaverse? Jazzbert and the Zuckerbot can keep their metaverse. We all lock them in there. It's a win all around. I don't understand I mean, are they still going with that metaverse thing? Is that still like an ongoing concern, or have they given up on that? Because it seemed real silly, and I hate using the term cringe, but you know, yeah. I can't find other food. There's only soups as many distractions. In fairness, soup is a very diverse food, so at least you could draw from like many and various interesting cuisines in your nothing but soup. You know, you could have a New England style clam chowder and also a Manhattan style clam chowder, which are very different. You could have a delicious bob levash, which is a Hungarian bean soup. You could have like a minestrone situation. You could have a mulligatawny situation. You could have a miso soup. You could have, technically, in Italian, custard is known as zuppa inglese, which translates to English soup. And you know what? Therefore, it's soup. And therefore, you can just have a big bowl of custard for dinner one night. So there you go. Anywho, there's a lot of soups. Question for the chat: what's your favorite soup? What is your preferred? If you were to have like a soup right now, what would your soup of choice be? You could have cream of tomato soup, but not a grilled cheese sandwich with it. But you could have the tomato soup, and that's still good. Though I do every once in a while. It's rare, but every once in a while, I just want grilled cheese sandwiches and a tin of tomato soup, which is very comfort food for me. It's not even something that I really ate. I didn't really eat tinned tomato soup growing up, but I did eat grilled cheese sandwiches growing up. They were very, very good. And I have fond memories of them. So yeah, that's a nice treat for me. And I do enjoy it from time to time. Plop. Okay, greens. Did I do all of the green books? Yes, I think I did. Okay. It's time to do the blue ones. Ramen! Yeah! Of course, ramen's full of soupiness. Ramen's a very soupy food. Yum yum. Aw, man. I just bought myself a whole bunch of instant noodles. I recently discovered my favorite flavor of instant noodles. It's so good. And so cheap. And I just bought myself another like 6 packets of it. And it is just the vegetable flavor instant noodles from Indomie. But something in that seasoning just hits like so good. It is so good. And extremely comforting to me. It is my favorite. Anyways. There's like a spice in there that's just like, oh, it's so, why is it so nice? I don't know, but I love eating it. Anyways, can I pass off a shakshuka as soup? Asks Lino. I feel like it's quite thick for a soup, but I'm not gonna tell you can't eat it because it's delicious and nourishing and vibrant and yummy and very cozy and lovely breakfast or dinner. Many distractions as I may or may not have the soup stormy and stuck in my head again. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Oh, Eva says, I just found a German pocket dictionary. It is by far the smallest book I've ever seen, I think. The smallest book. That sounds so cute. I love that for you. I love tiny things. One of the things, I love these little paint pans because they're so tiddle. That's normal. Anyways. Okay. What am I doing? Blue. It's time to blue. It's blue time. This is blue. This is, believe it or not, that says blue. I swear that it says blue. I mean, it says cobalt blue deep, but it is a blue. Anyways. Small books, as many distractions. Yes. Yes, I love that for you. That's awesome. I love the sound of a small book. My favorite thing is small. You know when it became like a thing online to spell the word small, like SMOL? Does anyone else read the SMOL small differently to the way that you read SMALL small in terms of like pronunciations? Because I do. It's not small, it's small. Like, it is pronounced differently. It is not small, it is small. And it has a different connotation to just something that is, it's hard for me to like put into words exactly what it is, but there's a different connotation and a different quality to that which is small versus that which is small. Small is different. You know, like, for instance, in the grand scheme of things, a mobile phone is small. There is nothing small about this phone. Does that make sense? Versus that little chicken that I crocheted is a small chicken. Different. It's different. Anyways. That's the way I see it, anywho. But, I recognize that, I have learned in my life, my brain doesn't always run the way that regular folks do. And I'm not saying that in like a, you know, like, haha, I'm not like other girls kind of thing. No, I mean, other people have told me that there's something weird about me. It is not me being like, haha, I'm different. It's, I've been told this in no uncertain terms by other people. So, yeah. Anyways. But definitely, I'm glad at least there's some agreement in the chat that small is not the same as small. And I do have a fondness for the small. It is good. Okay. Maybe this one's like a nice big, oh, this is a big book, so it can have a big oval on the front. Probably contains like the title and the name of the person what wrote it and all that good jazz. Carol says English phonetics is something you can fight until the end of time. English is confusing and weird. English is confusing and weird, and like most, if not all languages, in a constant state of evolution. You know, that's kind of when people get really like pedantic about like certain like slang terms or like regional things or like, you know, those sorts of not non-standard English usages as being like incorrect. I'm like, is it incorrect or is it just a somewhat different dialect to yours? There's a difference. Also consider the ways in which, like, you know, different measures of like privilege, access to formal education, various types of marginalization and various types of communities will impact the way that people speak and communicate with each other within those communities. Does not make them less correct. It just makes them different to the way that you use the language. And it really bothers me when I see it, usually like stuffy, middle-aged white English guys being like, oh, that's incorrect. And it's like, no, it's not. No. And then when I try and point this out to them, they say, oh, I guess we'd better just agree to disagree. And I'm like, one of us came here with peer-reviewed sources, and it wasn't you, Matt. Anyways, I'm spicy tonight. I'm sorry. It's because I made myself a chai. That'll be why. It's because I made myself this delicious masala chai. Anyways, Theo says I'm on a call with Lino right now. Hi! Tell them I said hi! And I would like for you to know that they've been whispering small to themselves for a while. That is delightful and honestly, mood. Carol says, buffalo, 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 buffalo. Famous words. That is my favorite sentence. Buffalo, 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 buffalo. I could not agree more. Jazz births, says Lino. Yep. Hello, Sammy Ann. Welcome in. Hello, hello, hello. It is lovely to see you and welcome on in. How are you doing? Welcome, welcome. I'm just, I don't know, having a bit of spice tonight. There is indeed a hint of chili in my chai, so apparently it's led to me having opinions and sharing a lot of things. Anyways, oh, I will also share again for anyone who's come in recently that I got new business cards, and I am awfully fond of them. I think they turned out pretty cute. I cannot wait to send them out in the next batch of orders. I really hope that people like them. And they look, for anyone who missed the reveal up top, and I think it was fairly early on the stream, so there might not have been a lot of people here, but new business card. New business card. Sammy Ann says snazzy. Hell yeah. Hope you're having a good Thursday. New business card. Hope you like it. I designed this a couple nights ago because I realized that I'd taken a whole bunch of orders to the post office and had pretty much emptied out my last box of business cards in so doing, and I was like, oh damn! I need more business cards. But this business card design is super old now, so I made a new one. And it looks like this. And this is the back. Ta-da! I hope you like it. It's me! I hope that this gives off the vibe that if people receive this business card, they're like, yes, this is a person I want to know more about and discuss potential business opportunities with. I hope so. Nothing says business opportunities like this, right? This is good. It's good. I hope it's good. It's a slightly satiny finish. It's nice quality paper. It feels real good to touch and flip over, and it says "yay" in big letters. Come on. Anyways, this is an esteemed and gentle Muppet, says Thea. Thank you. Oh my goodness gracious. Linus is my favorite sentence that makes sense in a local British dialect is yam what yam? Yam, yam. That's a lot of yams. What's up, yammers? Anyways. Sammy says, I'm also redesigning my business card. Ooh, I want to see the design when it's done. Hell yeah, that'd be rad as heck. Good job, and yes, good. Aoife says, there's no whimsical small object channel, so I just shared my tiny book in general. I can't wait to see it. Let me pop a link to the Discord in the chat, in case anyone is not in the Discord and wants to join the Discord to look at things and share things and all that good stuff. Many Distractions says, please hire Sammy for the next Muppet movie. I would love to do that. I would love to do that. Oh my goodness. How do you become a Muppeteer? That would be an amazing job. Anyways, you probably apprentice at Muppet Studio, and I don't know how to get that job either. As with all of these jobs, it probably runs on nepotism these days, so I just need to, I don't know, get adopted into a family of famous puppet actors. I don't know. Anyway. Hell yeah, that's awesome. Anyways. Or am I being the Muppet? Because I am in Muppet mode in that picture. Which was a lot of fun to draw. It's like, what would I look like if I was a Muppet? Probably freaking out about something, if I'm being honest. So that's exactly what I did. Anyways. Is that all the... No, I missed a blue one. Hold up.
Attention.
Twitch user Sammy Kelch.
Hello.
Shoppers.
Hello. Hi, everybody. Welcome on in. Hello. Who's here? Hello. Welcome in. Welcome. Hello. How are you doing? Thank you so much for the raid. Welcome in, everybody. Hope you are having a lovely, wonderful, fantastic Thursday. How was your stream? What did you get up to today? It's lovely to see you and welcome on in. Let me hello everybody if I can. Hello Sincerely Memes, welcome all in. Welcome on in. Hello Ball and Kitten, welcome, welcome, welcome. Hello Eddie as well, and hello Mai, of course. Hello Cozy Lee. Thank you so much for the cozy attacks, my friends. Hello, hello. Hello Kiana. Hello Mianius. Hello friends. It's so lovely to see you all. And Midnight Dema, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome in, everybody. The loser who draws. Hello, hello. Lovely to see y'all. My chat is going crazy. It is not letting me keep up with chat. But the loser who draws, thank you so much for the follow as well. Welcome in, that loser who draws. It's lovely to see you as well. Welcome in, friends. There is some the chat is doing something super weird, but I will get to that in just a second. The following alert is iconic, says my thank you very much. What you get up to today? It is lovely to see you. Welcome on in. Thank you so much for the raid. Let me get a shout out from Mai in the chat. If you're not following Mai, please, please, please go do that. If you would like to see an absolute purveyor of the loveliest things I've ever seen in my whole life, genuinely, so much whimsy, so much adorable. Mai, thank you so much for the follow. Thank you, thank you. That loser draw says, I've got to hop off now. But thank you so much for hopping in, and thank you so much for the follow as well. I need to fall into that bed now, says Mike. That is absolutely fair enough. Thank you so much again for the raid. I really appreciate it. Let me get another shout out for you. Assuming that this shout out works as well. Again, if you're not following Mike, you should go do that. Allow me to introduce myself. Hello, everyone, and welcome in. My name is Twitch user Sammy Kelsch. I'm a variety streamer. I do cozy art streams on Mondays and Thursdays. I do cozy game streams on Fridays, and every once in a while on a Sunday. I'm trying to... I have tried to fix something. Something weird was happening with the chat. I hope that I fixed it. Anyways, Ball and Kitten, hello. Welcome in as well. I think I did say hello, but hello again. Thank you, says Mai. The painting looks amazing. Aw, thank you so much. I very much appreciate it. But yes, it is very lovely to see y'all. I'm a traditional artist. I work mainly in the watercolors and the like. Other similar wet media. I'm going to be doing a lot of inks next month because I'm doing stream ink, so I'm going to be doing a lot of ink painting. Hello, Kitten. Thank you very much for the follow. Welcome on in. Thank you, thank you. And yeah, this is Terry. Terry is a Forg mage. He's just hanging out in his study in his cozy cottage in the Enchanted Forest, reading one of his many, many books. This is not even all of his books. He has an entire library's worth of books. But yeah, anywho. If there is any artwork that you would like to share with us, Mai, you are very, very welcome to whisper me a link. I would love to share it with the class as well. Very much indeed. And yeah, this is what we're working on today. This is the paint palette that I'm working from. The following alert is such a jump scare. It's so funny. Oh my goodness. Oh, is the picture going absolutely haywire for anyone else, or is it just mine? Because the picture just went absolutely haywire for me, and I have genuinely no idea why or what for. But, okay, I think we're back. I think we're okay. Okay, cool. Sorry about that. That was really weird. Every once in a while, my camera just decides to not work properly, usually when there's new people here, and I'm trying to impress them. So... So that's a fun thing. Anyways, but yeah, thank y'all for being here. Okay, I do fast as my... Oh, I would love that. I would love to see it. And I would love to share as well. But, yeah, it was mentioned earlier, I suppose I am apparently on that 1,000 follower creep. Which I try not to pay too much attention to, because if I do, I'll get nervous. Oh no, Linus's Crack Bandicoot is really going hell for leather in the wiring there. Oh yeah, so we have a little This is our technical difficulties window. That's my attempt at drawing Crash Bandicoot, who is very cursed. He is the cursed mascot of the stream, and there he is stealing all of my wires, which is just what happens when there's a technical difficulty. Anyways, it's because Terry has too much knowledge for the camera to comprehend his ball and kitten. Oh my goodness. Yep. Sarah, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome on in. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. I do hope you're having a lovely Thursday as well. Question for the chat today is, what's your favorite kind of soup? What is your favorite kind of soup? I'm having soup thoughts today because it's cozy, and we decided that I think it was this book here is 366 Days of Soup specifically, which is a cookbook I would very much like to cook my way through because that sounds delicious and lovely. Anyways, so yeah, question for the chat today is, what's your favorite kind of soup? I'd love to know. Anywho, I like those shoes, says Valley Kitten. Oh my goodness. Thank you. Eddie, thank you very much for the hydrate. I will take a sip of my, I've got a very spicy chai here. It is very, very comforting. It's gone a little bit room temperature now, but that's okay. Weird choice, but asparagus, because my family loves making it, says Ball and Kitten. Ooh, nostalgia hits. Yes, that sounds... Honestly, I don't think asparagus is a weird choice at all. And thank you also for the posture check, Eddie. I very much appreciate that as well. I am doing... You can't see me, but I promise I'm doing a little stretchy do. We've got some very lovely artwork from Mai to share with the chat. I would absolutely love to share this with you. Let me just get it queued up one moment. Okay, so okay, so first of all, Sid Sinate, thank you so much for the follow. Thank you. Because of the way that this scene works, you have to see my Instagram for a second first. So this is my Instagram page. This is a finished artwork of mine and what it looks like. Ta-da! This is another one. Ta-da! They're Mothmen. They're toasting marshmallows together. They're on a nice date, and they're in love. But this is what Mai was working on. And look how cute! I love it so much. I wish my games controller was that cute. I really do. This is so stinking cute. This is such a vibe. This is the kind of gaming setup that I would love to exist in. You know what I mean? I feel like that keyboard has very, very, very satisfying keys, and I feel like if I loaded up Animal Crossing on that little handheld console up there, I feel like if I loaded up Animal Crossing on that, it would be one of the versions of Animal Crossing where none of the villagers are mean to you and they're all just really nice, and you never catch a sea bass. I feel like that's what you would get with that. That is so lovely. Thank you so much for sharing, Mai. Again, thank you for the raid as well. Oh no, wait, take the newest link. This one is too... Oh no, did I look at the wrong one? Oh beans. Okay, let's try it again. Let's try it again. Just for a second, because I goofed. I didn't see. Okay, so it looks like it's okay, says Mai. Alright. I mean, I don't mind looking at it again because it is very, very, very sweet. And I'm very grateful to you for sharing your wonderful artworks with us. I love to see them. This is really, really sweet. Also, that plant is awesome, and I wish I had one. This whole thing just makes me feel so cozy. It feels like a warm cup of tea. I love Mai's artwork. If you're not familiar besides this, please go give her a follow because Mai's great. Anyways. The sea bass thing is such a mood, says Sammy Ann. Right? Oh my goodness gracious. Oh my stars and garters. The number of times, I swear. It's too many. They really balanced that game with as many sea bass as they could cram into the ocean. And I wish they would stop. Anyways, yeah, Ballinkit says people make mistakes. Sometimes it's okay. Sometimes they made me. No, don't be silly. You're delightful. Anyways, what did I miss in the chat? You catch one sea bass. you need, and the rest are lucky catches. I don't want any more of them. Midnight Dema's gonna go eat. Have a lovely meal. Thank you. But yeah. Oh, Theo says, my body's saying I have to lie down now. Keep painting the books. I will try and finish painting the books today, I promise. I'll try my best. Anywho. But yes. Oh, it is gouache. Oh, delightful. I love gouache. It's very nice. Ban Seabass, says Midnight Dema. If I could, I surely would. Very much I would. Are you kidding me? Hell yeah. Enough of that. Enough of that. Why are there so many sea bass in the sea? Anyways, oh no, I said why are there so many, and my brain went songs about rainbows, and I've got the rainbow connection stuck in my head. Val and Kidney's going to sleep. I have a history exam tomorrow, and I have a ball game to. Oh my goodness, go get yourself some rest in that case. Have a lovely sleep. Thank you for hanging out with us. Happy to have raided. And I wish you a wonderful rest of the stream, sweetheart, says my... Oh, thank you so much, and have a wonderful rest of your Thursday as well. I hope you do. I hope that I hope that you have a wonderful evening and a lovely time, and whatever you get up to is restful and pleasant and good. Do I need to actually start putting some line weight on this artwork? I feel like I do. I feel like I ought to do that. Okay. All right. Do I start with the book covers again? I feel like I just start with the book covers again, because why not? I might as well. That's what I was doing. So, it's, in many ways, I think, kind of the easiest thing to... Oh, no, actually, I missed adding details to one of the book covers, so I'm gonna... I will get on with the line weight, but first, I missed a spot. Oh, heck. This cover wants something. I think it's just gonna be... I think it's just going to be this nice little field that's got, like, the title and the author's name in it. That's all. That's all I'm going to do. Anywho. Excuse me. Sammy, I'm glad you got the art you wanted. Only 2 left. That is limited editions for you. I did do a shop update recently. I did do a new business card reveal earlier, but some new folks have come in, so I shall let you know as well. For any new orders that come into the shop, you get my new business card, which just arrived like a couple of hours ago from the printers, and I'm very happy with it. And please do note that I am trying my best. And that's exactly what I put on the card. And the back of it is what I would look like if I was a Muppet. Because why not? Anyways, I'm really happy with these. I think they're really fun. I hope you like them too. Obviously no pressure to do anything like, order stuff. I'm just happy that you want to hang out with me. But is there, because I like making stuff, and sometimes people ask me to make stuff, and I like to do it. So that's the thing. Anyways, I'm going to start with this little bookie over here that Terry is reading. Because why not? Just drop on some little lines. Oh no. One of the things about having such a tiny brush is that it does tend to dry out and like run out of paint and water so quickly that I'm continuously having to redip. I used to always just use like the sort of end point of like a quite thick brush like this, but I feel like there's too much of a margin for accidentally blobbing on like a really thick line when you want it to be a nice precise line, that I've kind of stopped doing that because it just makes me too nervous. And this just feels a little bit more, precise. So that's how we do. I'm gonna get some cute little spine details on this book as well, because of course I'm gonna. And then do I want to try and put something like onto the cover of the book, or is that too much detail and that's just gonna drive me nuts if I can't get it to look right? Oh no, I don't know. Oh, I don't know. No, I'm gonna leave the book cover for now and just have the little detail on the spine, because otherwise, if it turns out bad, I'll be sad. Because it's kind of a focal point of the piece. And I would like the focal point to stay looking as nice as I can have it look. So we're just going to start outlining the books on the bookshelf. Phew. Anyways, I'm thinking about soups now. We are really getting into like soup season. There is, so my family's Hungarian, as you can tell by my accent. By my Canadian accent as an individual who lives in the United Kingdom, my family's Hungarian. And one of the nice things about having a family from, sort of like Central Europe is the soup game in that cuisine is just delightful. Our like home cooked staple sort of growing up with my family was like a Hungarian bean soup that is just one of the most comforting tastes to me. It's so good. And it's just, it's just beans and a load of vegetables like carrot and potato. And my mother would put things like swede and celery, and I don't put those because my partner does not like either of them. But I'll also put things like kale and then add some parsley and paprika, of course, because if it's Hungarian food, it's going to have paprika in it. And some tomato in the stock as well. It's so cozy. It is so cozy. But also my dad used to joke that bableves sounds like the name of a guy who would have been like a sort of mid 20th century like band leader, like Bob Levesh and his symphony orchestra. Da, 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 da. And that always did me a giggle. I'm pretty sure there's at some point in a charity shop I found an old record album of like Bob Levesh and his symphony orchestra. But also in Hungarian cuisine is fruit soups. Is a cold soup made with like fruit and sour cream. And that is just, sometimes that's just dinner. And one of the things that I loved growing up is the fact that sometimes your dinner and your dessert are not that dissimilar. Which is delightful. When it's just like, oh, what's for dinner? Cherry soup. That's your main course. Love that for me. Or also, veering away from soup, but there's this dish. I don't actually know what the name of it. No, I do. It's grízes testo, is it? But it was it's this dish where you cook like pasta noodles. And then you take a mixture of like semolina, like the coarse like semolina crunchy biddies. And instead of cooking them down with water to make them soft, you toast them with butter and sugar in a shallow pan, and then you toss that together with your pasta noodles. And that's dinner. Amazing. Like maximum comfort food. It's what my mother, when I was little, it's what my mother used to make when my father and brother were not at home for dinner. Because neither of them liked it for some reason. Like, I can't fathom why you wouldn't love it because it's so good. But, yeah, I was a big fan. Big fan of dessert for dinner. I was going to make a pie for dessert today. And I still might after stream. But I didn't have the energy to do it earlier today because I was just really, some days you're just really zonked. I was really zonked today. I was very busy in the morning. And then once the busyness stopped, instead of being able to sort of get on with other tasks, I just kind of collapsed and had to go lie down for a while. And then I tried to get up and do another task, and I managed to have lunch at like 2 or 3 in the afternoon, and then I had to go lie down again. And then I started streaming, so hello! Anyway, Sammy Ann says, I'm making birthday cake tomorrow. Ooh, okay, I've got questions. What flavor? And is it your birthday, and do I need to wish you a happy birthday? All of these things are very exciting. Yay! Oh, that's awesome. I love cake. I love baking. I haven't done a cake in a while. I'm due some muffins, but I haven't done a cake in a while, which feels like an oversight, but also, I don't know. It's harder to bake cake when there's only 2 of you at home and you know that you will eat the whole thing and you probably shouldn't, but anyways. Okay, maybe let's move on to brown. Because I still have a little bit of brown on the palette here, so I can do that. But I think once I've got the books done, hopefully it should be a reasonable dawdle to get everything else done as well. I hope, now that I've said that, I'm probably damning myself to it actually being really difficult and taking a super long time. But, vanilla and not my birthday. Very plain because I have a plain flavor fan. You know what? There is nothing wrong with a good vanilla cake. That is a comforting taste. That's a delicious flavor. Especially when it's baked by someone who cares and puts lots of love into it. That sounds really nice. I like a vanilla cake situation. That sounds really good. I hope you have fun making it. Doot. And knowing some very plain cake fans in my life can relate. Famously, I don't know if he still has this opinion. I'm going to guess probably yes, but my brother growing up, and even as an adult, his favorite, his only request for birthday cake would be, he wants an angel food cake specifically, like the really fluffy ones. No flavorings in the cake apart from, you know, like a little vanilla extract. And then just like a little container of whipped cream for him to dip the cake into. And he would just take a slice like with his hand and just dip it in the whipped cream and just eat it. And that was his preferred cake situation. Little unorthodox, but you know, he enjoys it. So why not? I do enjoy a whipped cream situation myself. Though I also really like custard. Oh, custard. Anyways. Maybe sneak in a few sprinkles. Oh, very festive. I'm sure they would love that. That's really sweet. Okay, are there any brown books that I'm missing? There's one here. I do love plonking in all of these teeny tiny little details. I find it very very comforting to do, actually. Sammy Ann says, this sounds like cake twins. My mom is similar, who the cake is for. She likes to dip it in a side of icing. That is so sweet! I didn't realize there were other people who did this. That's lovely. It's honestly, that's really nice to know. That's very sweet. And that sounds really good. I will say as a cake enjoyer, I'm generally, if there's like, I prefer, I think, my cake to, okay, like, when, I don't know why this sentence is so hard for me to start, but you know, sometimes when you would get, like, when cupcakes got really, really popular, and you'd get those, like, cupcake bakeries that would do, like, a gazillion different kinds of cupcake, and they all had, like, here's your cupcake, and then, like, here's your frosting, right? I always found those to be like really enticing, and then I would be like, you know what, actually the cake part is better than the frosting part. I don't need this much frosting. Like almost inevitably. But yeah, I like eating it by layers, says Sammy Ann. Oh, I definitely do that. When I've had like, when you get like a layer cake, I will definitely sort of eat sort of one layer and then the next and then the next, which is very satisfying, I think. I sometimes struggle with, you know when you get a cake that's got like that's like fully iced around the outside. I sometimes struggle with how best to eat like a slice of it, because you've got the slice and it's got like a wedge of cake with sort of the layers with the filling, and then you have like the frosting that's on the top and the frosting that was on like the outside of the cake. And normally I'd be like, eat from the sort of like thin end of the wedge toward the thick end of the wedge, but then I'm gonna get to a point where I just have like a strip of icing to eat all on its own, and I finished most of the cake. And that doesn't seem great. So I don't know what the ideal strategy is for that kind of cake, so I don't end up with just a strip of icing at the very end. Like, I'm 40 and I still haven't figured it out. Which just made me a little bit sad, but here we are. Listen. I'm doing my best, okay? Alright, oh. inevitably there will be like the one book that I almost forgot, and I almost forgot this one, but I'm gonna drop a super quick BRB if that's okay. I'm gonna drop a super quick BRB, gonna let that dry, gonna come back, gonna do the rest of the book covers. Yeah, it annoys my baker friend, says Sammy Ann. He likes me to eat all the layers together because that is the best flavor profile. I didn't find it disappointing him teasingly. Listen, I don't know if this is weird, but I will regularly eat chocolate bars. If it's a chocolate bar that has like different elements to it, I will eat it like one element at a time. Like I will eat the caramel off of the Twix and then the biscuit, or vice versa. What do you mean they're all supposed to go together at once? I like reverse engineering things, okay? It's fun. Anyways, I'm going to drop a super quick BRB. I hope you enjoy the BRB screen in the meantime. Let me get the BRB song is going okay, fantastic. I will be back in just a minute. In the meantime, feel free to have something to drink, have a little stretch, take your meds if you haven't taken your meds yet. I'll be back in a minute. See you shortly. Hello, friends. I'm back. Hello, hello. Goodbye, BRB music. Hello again, y'all. Welcome. I recognized as I was on BRB that now I can't hear the music that plays on stream on like the starting soon. Excuse me, in BRB screens when I'm streaming, because I don't have headphones on, so I can't hear those. So I've had other music stuck in my head, and specifically I've been on like a Kate Bush listening kick lately, and it's a real struggle because like Kate Bush sings in a very distinctive register, and so when I've got like an earworm, I've got a piece of music stuck in my head, like I want to kind of mentally sing along, and mentally singing along is a struggle to a lot of it because I'm like I can't hit those notes anymore. I am out of practice for that. It is not easy for me to do. But I do enjoy the music of Ms. Kate Bush. I think it's nice. So yeah. That's been pleasant. This is purple. Should I reintroduce this paint palette? I feel like I should reintroduce this paint palette. We looked at it a little bit earlier, but for anyone who is joining for the first time on this stream, this is a paint palette that I mixed myself, where I took a very basic rainbow of colors, so, you know, like red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple, brown, and black. And to each basic rainbow color, I added a fixed amount of this anchor color, which is Lunar Red Rock. Is the name of the pigment, which I just think it's neat. I think it's so stinking pretty, and I think it makes for a very sort of autumnal, wintry set of cozy, very warm colors, and that's been a lot of fun to play with. So that's what we're playing with today, and in this piece, and I am quite happy with it thus far. Anyways, just doing the outlines for our like burgundy colored books now. I wonder what maybe this book is like it's a little collection of interesting poetry. It's out of print, and Terry treasures his copy. There was this poetry book that I absolutely loved when I was a young literature student. That it was a secondhand copy. I think it was a library discard, in fact. And I loved that book so much. And I have a sneaking suspicion that at some point my parents donated it along with a whole bunch of other old stuff. And I'm like, no, you don't understand. That book is super out of print and I'll never see it again. Oh no. And as someone who does like research on sort of historical things now, finding the old book that you want sometimes is very difficult, especially if it's something that's out of print or hard to find. If it doesn't happen to be on like the Internet Archive, or like something like that, you might be struggling hard. There was something that I was trying to, there was a recipe that I was trying to get my hands on, for a video a little while back, and I did end up finding it online on, I think it was on like archive.org, but I nearly had to buy a secondhand copy off of Amazon for £70, and as someone who has zero budget for their YouTube channel, that was a lot. By the way, I have a YouTube channel. I should really have a command for this, but I don't. I'm just gonna pop it here. Oh, my camera's dead. Okay, 1 second. Sorry, everybody. Oh no. Oh no. Technical difficulties are back again. Let me see if I can fix this for you. I'm so sorry about that. It happens every once in a while. Not super often, thankfully, but it does happen from time to time. So I'm just gonna see if I can relaunch the camera and get it to reconnect. I really hate when I go to my computer, like, home screen search bar situation, and it's like, oh, did you want to search the internet for things? And I'm like, no, if I wanted to search the internet for things, I would go to my browser. if I'm using, like, my computer's home screen search bar situation, I want to... Okay, that just crashed. So let's close out of that, reopen this program, and see if it... Okay, now it's in portrait mode. Hold on. Okay, now we're back. Yay. So sorry about the interruption, everyone. I hope everybody's okay. I do apologize. It didn't happen for a really, really long time, and it happened like 2 or 3 times last stream, and I don't want to jinx it this time. So fingers very crossed that that's the only instance of that happening today. Please and thank you. Ah! I'd very much like for it to just stick this time. That would be super great. Okay. I just noticed there was a book that I missed, because of course there was. There's always one. Whenever I'm doing something that has a whole bunch of teeny tiny details, there's always one thing that I miss. Anyways, I can hear that my moderator/spouse has just come in the door, so I'm going to go quickly say hello. I'll be back in just a moment, chat. Hello, darling. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. But I would be remiss if I did not greet my person. And I would never want to not, because I love them. Anyways. That is indeed my moderator/spouse with whom I live, and whomst I love very much. Alright. What color book should I outline at? Yellow! Let's do yellow. I haven't done any yellows today. I love this shade of yellow. I think this is like the epitome of autumn. Wouldn't you say? This yellow color especially. I don't know, just something about it just says, hello, I am autumnal. Don't you feel cozy? Wouldn't you like to curl up in a nice soft cardigan under a very comforting blanket with a very warm cuppy of hot tea? And I would say yes, I would very much like to do that, thank you. Anywho, I've got this little stack of books hanging out next to the bookshelf because they ran out of space on the bookshelf. And there's some additional books that needed to be put somewhere nearby, so they live there. Because sometimes that happens. You just have more... I've come to learn, the older I get, that the amount of stuff that you need grows proportionately to be slightly more than you actually have the living space for. No matter what. Whatever size, like your handbag or purse is, you need slightly more than you can fit inside it. Whatever size like your house or your room is, You have slightly more things than you can fit in it. We did talk a little bit about sort of trying to downsize and tidy and get rid of things earlier, and that is just a constant would like to. And an absolute struggle. I had to move your warhammers, honey.
Oh, sorry.
They're right here. They're all right here. Okay?
Thank you. I'm sorry.
That's okay. They're all right there. And I'm sorry your 3D print. Behind me in the studio is my partner's 3D printer, which unfortunately did not work out today. I came into the studio earlier this morning and saw, yeah, this does not look like a successful print, does it? It's not exactly a successful print. Midnight Deva says, "Oh, yeah, exactly. It's just, it looks like a nest of delicious gray spaghetti, and I wish that I could, honestly, if I could get, I would like to get noodles this fine and make soup with them. I think that would be delicious. Can you 3D print me noodles, babe?"
Not edible.
Okay. Also, user Midnight Dema in the chat says, "Hello, Sammy's partner."
Hello, random user.
He says hello.
Been
it? Okay. Anyways, they're new, sweetie. We like them.
Hello and welcome.
He says hello and welcome. Anywho, he is also my sometime moderator, of which I very appreciate. Anywho. And indeed, when he used to stream, I was also a moderator on his channel. And I still have the emote. But anyways, yes. What was I gonna say? Speaking of emotes, I'm still really proud. These are, I need to check and see if I have any additional emote slots. I think I've used all of them. I think these were the most recent ones that we did. And I like the way those turned out. I feel like there are some emotes that I really want to change up, but it's just a matter of deciding what should replace them, really. We've got terrifying Crash Bandicoot. We've got Gnome Husbands. We've got Terry. We've got me. We've got friend of the channel and protector of my paintbrushes. This is Anana. He is a pineapple. He's made from Lego, and he protects my paintbrushes by keeping them nice and safe. And we love him very much. He is a little bit covered in paint at this point, but never mind. He is a very good boy. Oh, are you fixing the 3D print behind me? Midnight Demo wants to know more about coffee. Ooh, awesome sauce. I would love to talk to you about coffee. Is there any particular question you have about coffee, or would you just like me to ramble about coffee, because I can do that? And I will. Okay, if you hear any noises behind me, that's just the 3D printer doing.
I've not sent anything to print yet. I might do in a minute. But...
Okay. If you hear any noises behind me at some point in the near future, that's just the 3D printer doing its thing. But anywho, coffee is something that I enjoy greatly. I had a delicious coffee earlier. It was I didn't have a lot of time to make the coffee because I was basically in meetings all morning this morning. It was not pleasant. But I had like I had 5 minutes in sort of a break to make myself some coffee in between video chatting about this, that, and the other. And one of the things I hate about being on camera in a meeting when it's a video call is that everyone can see when I'm just like rubbing my temples and trying not to just be visibly frustrated with whatever's happening in the meeting. But anyways, so I made myself a V60, which if you're not familiar is one of those, it's one of the simplest ways, I think, of making coffee. But there are a gazillion ways to complicate it if you so choose, to really sort of, like really get granular about how perfect or how optimized you want your coffee to be. But at the heart, the V60 is one example of just like a very basic filter brewer. So it is a cone-shaped, in my case, it is a glass sort of cone that has a little hole at the bottom and a little sort of flared base that allows you to sit it comfortably on top of the vessel that you want to filter your coffee into, and then you can actually get reusable filters for them, but I prefer using a paper filter, personally. Though I hear cloth filters can be quite good as well, but they have their own complications and difficulties. Anyways, I'm rambling too much, but effectively with what you do is you pop the filter paper into the cone. Always use a flared base. Sledge, absolutely, 100% agree. Very important, and tons of lube. I'm digressing. So you pop a paper filter in, and then the first thing that you want to do once you pop the paper filter in is to actually pour some hot water over the paper filter and then discard that water. It basically, what that does is it rinses off a little bit of the papery taste from the filter and will give you a nicer, cleaner tasting coffee when it's done. My preferred recipe, your mileage may vary, is to take 15 grams of ground coffee to 250 grams of hot water. I boil the kettle. So I add the 15 grams of coffee and weigh it out. Give it a little bit of shake just to kind of level it out so there's no sort of major like peaks in the like bed of coffee that you've got there. And then I don't have a fancy like electric pouring kettle for my you can get very expensive fancy electric pouring kettles for your coffee that allow you for a much more controlled pour than like a standard just like electric kettle. I don't have one of those, but what I do have is sort of a little non-electric kettle that I decant the water into and then pour out of, which gives me a nicer pour to pour onto my coffee from that. So I pour out what I know is more than 250 grams of water, and then I start the timer on my scale. So this is as granular and precise as I get when I'm making coffee. Other people get way more granular and precise than I do. But I start the timer. And I add... So the pour happens in stages instead of just pouring in all the water at once. So you want to do like a fairly gentle pour, and you also want to... You move the stream of water around as you're pouring so that all of the grounds are kind of getting evenly wet. Otherwise you may create sort of like a channel through it in one spot. The water goes through, bypasses most of the coffee grounds, and you end up with a really, really weak coffee. You don't want that. But what you want to do is you start by like blooming the coffee. So in my case, I add like 50 grams of water and then I pause for about 30 seconds. Let that kind of pass through the coffee. Let it sort of moisten the grounds. And then I pour in the rest of my water slowly until it comes up to 250 grams. And I do like to... A lot of people don't like to touch the filter at all, just to kind of let it do its thing. I actually like to give it a little bit of a swirl. I like to check and see sometimes if the grounds have been very, very disturbed by the pour. A lot of them will like stick to the sides of the filter, and I want to try and avoid too much of it sticking to the side of the filter, because then it's not it's not getting extracted as much, because not as much water is passing through it. So I will give it a little bit of a swirl to make sure that most of the coffee sort of ends up in the bottom of the filter. And that's it. Then I just wait for it to finish pouring. And typically I'm aiming for that process from end to end to take about 4 minutes. And I find that makes a really, really good cup of coffee. Again, your mileage may vary. Different people have different recipes. Different people vary their recipes depending on the coffee beans that they use. Some people will try and change the like pH of the water that they're using, or the minerality of the water that they're using rather than just using tap water, because that's supposed to make a difference to the overall sort of end result quality of your coffee. And while I'm inclined to agree that that's probably the case, that is just a level of detail that I don't want to... no, that's too much for me. But if that's not too much for you, then I say go for it. Because, I mean, for a lot of people, the amount of effort that they want to put into making a cup of coffee is put a spoonful of coffee into the bottom of a cup, pour water on it, and stir it up. Or put a little, a little pod, you know, like a little pod into a machine and press a button and wait for the coffee to come out. It's whatever you want. Personally, the routine that I have described is one of my preferred sort of coffee making rituals. I personally find it very meditative to kind of watch the water passing through. Just like a 4-minute break in my day. You know what I mean? It's just a moment where I just kind of... It's very rare for me to be able to, like, get on side with any, like, mindfulness stuff, but this is one little break in my day that I find I'm actually able to kind of be really present for, and just kind of tune out anything else that's going on and just be like, okay. Just looking at how is, you know, like, I just opened a new bag of coffee grounds. How is this coffee responding to this coffee recipe? You know, is it passing through a little bit faster? Is it passing through a little bit more slowly? Because sometimes these things vary depending on the the coffee in question. And I have noticed some pretty interesting variations on that. Is my standard recipe producing a good enough cup of coffee using these coffee grounds, or do I need to make some changes? That is the kind of thing that personally I find fun. And yeah. Do I have any cats? Asks Midnight Dema. I don't, kind of. And I say I don't kind of because I will, if you will bear with me for just one moment, I will introduce you to someone who is I would say the only cat we have in the house. As far as I can remember. This is Bramble. Everyone say hello to Bramble. She's a bit large to fit under the camera, but she is, as you can see, she's quite a magical cat. But this is Bramble. Anyways, Bramble's gonna hang out with me next to the desk for the rest of the stream. Alba, hi! Welcome in. She says, "Oh my god, hi!" Aw. I'm giving Bramble scritches for you. I don't know if you can hear, but she's purring. She's a very happy catto. Anyways, that's the closest I have to cats in the house. But I did actually, this is going to be, I'm doing an artist's rendering of this for one of the streaming prompts. There was a day, like a month or so ago, when I was out on my morning perambulations for the day, and I saw this like group, this gathering of first I saw a black cat crossing the street away from this little like park near a bus stop, and then a minute later I saw that cat come back with a second black cat in tow, and then I saw that they were both going to meet up with a third black cat, and all of these 3 black cats had gathered from potentially different households, all in this, like, little park next to a bus stop under the trees. And it looked like there was some, like, serious conversation going on, like, the cats were convening. And it was suggested that it was a coven of familiars and they're unionizing. And I was like, yes, that's exactly what's going And so I wanted to share this with people, but because this park is in my neighborhood, I didn't want to post pictures of it online because I don't want to dox myself and where I live. But I was like, I could do a painting of it and place it in an enchanted forest of my imagination, so people can't tell where I live. Because it was just I felt like I was witnessing something that was definitely a little bit magical, you know what I mean? It was a very special moment. And I don't know what was discussed at this meeting, but I feel like it felt like very serious matters were being discussed. And it felt very magical. It felt like the kind of thing, if you ever describe something as being afoot, something was afoot that day, you know what I mean? It was that kind of thing. What? The printer is, okay, a 3D print might happen. So if you hear any weird robot noises happening behind me, that's just Bambi. She's our printer. She's a very, very good printer, and we love her. Anyways. I do hope that y'all are having I hope you've had a good week. How's everyone's week been? Hope you've had good weeks. I've had an alright week. I had pizza yesterday, that was nice. And tonight I'm having some salad for my din-dins. So I've got that to look forward to. And hopefully I will have the spoons with which to bake a pie. I would personally love that for me. Anywhoosins. Oh, there it goes. I don't know if you can hear that, but a noise has just begun behind me. This is very funny. Little... Yep, there it goes. She's on the move. Alright, well anyways, I'm gonna keep on keeping on for now, and hopefully she's not too noisy for y'all. I will probably finish off the doing of the books and then call it there for today, because I am a tired creature, and as aforementioned, I need to do some making of some foods for our dinners. It is... In my local time, it is 7 minutes past 9 in the evening, so it is getting close to the time of the foodening. The great foodening is upon us. And that must be done. Programming note, I will be streaming tomorrow morning. And what I will be streaming will probably be Hollow Knight. Because, on the one hand, I've been streaming Hollow Knight for a really, really long time, and I'd love to try a new game. But on the other hand... There's a bit of it that I haven't finished, and I want to see if I can finish it. But it is also really hard, and every once in a while I get worried that I've kind of hit the ceiling of my ability to, like, be good at game, as it were. Which may or may not be the case, I don't know. But sometimes there is an upper limit to one's abilities, and that's okay. And it's okay to recognize that. And that's all fine. Anyways. Okay. Man, I keep popping back to the fact that one of the books on this little bookshelf that I'm drawing for Terry is just, an abundance of soups. 366 days of soup. I wonder what kinds of soups. Oh, you know what's a good soup? Lentil. There's also, oh, what's the name of that Dutch split pea soup that has such a wonderful name? I would like to try and pronounce it, but I will also horribly mispronounce it because I don't speak Dutch. Oh no, what's the name of that Dutch split pea soup? In English it reads as though it would be pronounced snert, but I know it's not because it's not English. Is it snat? Something like that, I feel like, maybe. Is there anyone in the chat who speaks Dutch and can tell me what soup I mean? I would love that, or if you know. I want to try making it. It's got, like, split peas, and normally I think it's got some kind of pork product in it, but I would just not put that because I don't eat pork products. I am not a meat enjoyer. I am a plant enjoyer. And I like soup. Love a good lentil soup. Love a good lentil soup. We eat a lot of lentil soup around here. Either depending on my mood and how many spices I feel like putting in lentil soup, it will either be of some manner of like a dal, like an Indian-ish lentil soup, or like an Eastern European variety lentil soup. Which is actually the Eastern European style lentil soup that I make is so easy and it's so good. Like literally it's like, okay, onions, garlic, red lentils, tinned tomatoes, a bay leaf, a ton of cumin, a spoonful of honey, and a spoonful of vinegar, and that's it. That's your soup. And somehow it is the nicest, most flavorful, most amazing soup in the entire universe. If you wish to garnish it with like a spoonful of plain yogurt, sour cream, or plant-based alternative, it slaps. It slaps so good. It is so good. Cannot recommend it highly enough. Like, gazillion out of 10 best soup. And the ingredients list is so small and so humble, and you would think this is going to be bland, but no, it ain't. It is not. It is the opposite. It is the very opposite of that. It is not bland at all. It is so good. Anyways. So yeah, gazillion out of 10 do recommend that soup as well. I am fairly sure that at some point I popped a link to the recipe in the Discord, but it was probably like a super long time ago, so I'd have to hunt that down again probably. But anyways, yeah, seriously recommend that soup. Oh my god, it's so good. Anyways, I think it's this time of year when soup suddenly like hits really good, you know what I mean? Like this is when you want to be eating soup, I feel like. Okay. And we're doing our green books, including the soup book. Maybe I should do an artwork of Terry making soup at some point. He's gathered all his ingredients and he's making a delicious potto of soup in his little kitchen. That would be cute. We've seen Terry's magic potion pantry, but we haven't really seen Terry's kitchen as such yet. So maybe that would be a cute, fun Terry adventure to do at some point. I will keep that one on the back burner. I also have yet to do Terry Goes to Sleep. It's just Terry in his little like nightgown, tucking himself into bed. At this point we're just going on a tour of Terry's house. He's just Terry is living my pipe dreams, you know. Home ownership. A cute house. My house is not that cute. I try sometimes to add things to it to make it cute. There's definitely some cute elements to it, but the actual, like, architecture of it is, you know, this was built in probably the late 90s, and it feels like it was that. You know, it's Magnolia. It's pretty boring. And I am not allowed to make major changes to the architectural features, so, you know, that's okay. One finds ways of making one's home one's home. For instance, I have a studio where I get to paint things. And that feels really good. I didn't really have, like, a proper dedicated art making space for a lot of my life, and it is really nice having that now. Like, it just feels very satisfying to have. I mean, technically this is a 2-bedroom house, and we just made the second bedroom into a studio, but still. That's valid. We didn't need a second bedroom because we're comfortable with sharing. We're married. Anyways. I think that's all of the oh my gosh! I think that's just about it for the books. I just need to do, there's this one book here that is like, the pages are facing outward, so what I wanted to do is I wanted to just pick up a little bit of this, a little bit of this, and a little bit of that, and kind of mix them together. And just get like the tiniest amount of, oh no, okay, hold up, just trying to get the color right. Just get the tiniest amount of like weathering onto the pages, but it needs to be really watered down, otherwise I don't want to paint it like brown. I just want the pages to look a little bit weathered and antiquarian and have that sort of warm warm agedness to them. And in fact, I should do the same with the pages of the book that Terry's reading. So they don't want to be bright white is the only thing, because I feel like that kind of stands out and looks a little bit weird in the piece. And then pick up a little bit of our very warmed down black. This I mean, it is black, but look at what a warm black that is. That's very warmed down black. This is Mars black with the lunar red rock added to it, incidentally. Mars black is a nice color to... It's a nice black, I think. In my opinion. There we go. I'm so sorry if you're hearing printer sounds. But there is not too much I can do about it. But also, I don't think they're that loud. So hopefully it's a non-issue for y'all. Anyways. Okay. I do think I want slightly more defined definition on the edges here. There we go. Alright, I feel like that looks better. Okay, cool. And then... maybe if I can wet this down just a smidge, just a tittle touch. There we go. Alright. There, okay. Right, now you can tell that Terry's reading a book. Yay! This painting is very much still unfinished, but you know what? We got all the books done, and I feel like that feels like an achievement. Because I always do this. I give myself way too many teeny tiny details in so many of my... I used to not do backgrounds at all. Sledge has redeemed a hydrate. Thank you, Sunshine. I will take a sip of my beverage. I used to not do backgrounds on my images at all. I would just do like character art on a white background. And at some point my brain just like did a complete 180 and was like, no, you're going to do the exact opposite of that now and forever and ever and ever. Congratulations. The number of times in recent works in the last couple of years where, like, to be perfectly honest, the actual like characters in a piece are really, really, really small. Case in point. This is a prime example of that. Like, there's some guys in this painting, but they're really little. They're part of a very big scene. I've had to do this close-up so you can actually see the teeny tiny little guys. Look at them. Anyways, here's another one. Hidden amongst the bookshelves, you've got these two teeny tiny little guys up there. Oh my gosh!
Oh hell yeah, Theoly Laubatros just subscribed.
Aww. Sledge, my dearest darling, thank you so much for gifting us up to Alba. Alba, please enjoy your emotes and stuff. Darling, that was really, really sweet. Thank you. Thank you. Oh my goodness. And on that absolutely delightful moment, I think I'm gonna have to call it a day. Thank you so much. And, Alva, enjoy your sub and stuff. Thank you. Alright. I'm gonna see if there's someone we can do a little raid on. Do a cozy little raid. See who's around and about. I can maybe say hi to, perchance, someone we haven't said hello to in a little while. I don't know. See who's about. Who have I not rated in a bit, or have not rated at all? Oh, okay, yeah. I'm gonna just check and make sure that they're not just about to end. But I'll be back tomorrow playing some more Hollow Knight. And in the meantime, let me check and see. I'm gonna send us in the direction of another art stream who's doing, hopefully not the end of their stream. They are not! Okay, fantastic. Oh, I'm doing some wonderful, wonderful art. If you like animals and cute stuff, then this will be a good stream. I'm gonna pop a generic raid message in the chat. I should really make like a raid message command so it just happens, but I continuously forget to do it. I'm gonna pop some ananas in, just popping in to say hi. If you have the emotes, feel free to grab the raid message with the emotes. If you do not have the emotes, you could just say generic raid message. Or indeed, append any cool emotes that you do have. But we're gonna go say hi to Kit. Because Kit's really fun, and Kit does really, really beautiful artworks as well. Working in traditional, I see, doing, ooh, is that a magpie? Oh, there's a magpie involved. I love it already. Anyways, thank you all for hanging out with me today. Thank you again to Mai for the raid. I really appreciate it. And thank you to all, to everybody who hung out, chatted, lurked, did whatever, was nice. It's been really nice hanging out with y'all. I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your Thursday. I'll be back tomorrow morning playing some Hollow Knight. And in the meantime, I hope you have a wonderful day, a wonderful evening, a wonderful time zone, all that jazz. Thanks for hanging out, everybody. You're all breathtaking. Thank you, thank you. There's a thanks for watching screen. And goodbye, everyone. And good night. Thank you, thank you. Good night.